Vince Russo as it's going on. Homicide.
That's like a cheap, get cheap heat. That's like a cheap babyface thing to do. Oh, fuck Vince. Exactly. Everybody's gonna come on.
Exactly. He addressed. He said he's the new executive producer of Ring of Honor on HDNet. He says in Ring of Honor, you're never going to see leprechauns beating up grown men or men holding women's titles, which is obviously a shot at Chavo Guerrero and Hornswoggle for WWE and Cody Deaner over in TNA. So the promo, I mean, this is a great promo. Hopefully there'll be some YouTube videos or something on the ROH video wire on ROHWrestling.com here in the next few weeks where you guys can see that, because that was a very, very good promo. We had the Young Bucks over Jay and Mark Briscoe, the Briscoe brothers. This was good. I expected more for this, and this was before the main event of Bryan Danielson over Nigel McGuinness. Tons and tons of near falls at the end of the match.
And didn't you say that match didn't live up to, like, it wasn't as good as you thought it would be?
It was. It wasn't bad. Like I said last night on the live special that we did, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't a 5-star match or anything. I'd give it 4 stars.
Do you think it was because they were trying to be careful because they're going to WWE and they don't get hurt, or was it because everything else before it was so much better? Or
no. I mean, it was just. I mean, from top to bottom, there wasn't one bad match on that show. You know what I mean? So after it was over, Nigel grabbed the mic and put over Kerry Silkin, who's the owner of Ring of Honor, and basically got down in the middle of the ring and kissed the Ring of Honor logo. And then Danielson grabbed the mic, cut a promo. Somebody in the crowd yelled out something like, punch John Cena in the face or something like that. And he said, I'll walk right up to that son of a bitch. And then he cocked his fist, like blast him in the face or something. So that was cool. And that got a huge pop from the crowd. And that was it. He said for one more time, they do this chant, and I know it seems it's not your average chant, but they do this thing. He's gonna get his fucking head kicked in. He's gonna get his fucking head kicked in. It's just a long chant. He said one more time, guys. Yeah, it doesn't even sound good. You know what I mean? But that was it. And said do that one more time. And then he said he wanted the final countdown music one more time, which is his theme, always been his theme for the final countdown. Yeah, buddy. So we played that, and that was it. I mean, really, guys, overall, if you've never been to Ring of Honor, if you're in Philadelphia, if you're in WWE, what am I talking about? If you're in Albany, if you're in New York, if you're in the Northeast area, Chicago, St. Louis, wherever, and you get the chance to see Ring of Honor, I would highly recommend that for if you're a real fan of high flying action and a
great
rowdy, great wrestling action and a rowdy crowd. Go check out Ring of Honor. By the way, did we just sing Final Countdown on WZR Radio?
I think we did, yeah, unfortunately. That happened.
Yeah,
that just happened, yeah.
It happens. Anything on live radio, right, baby?
Yeah, that and, I can't remember the line. Damn, that would have been good. I was going to throw that line back in your face. Please promote my federation. That was it. We did that and we sang the Final Countdown.
Oh, brother. All right, so that was Ring of Honor from Saturday night. Good show. Didn't get back up here until very early the next day, and then it was right back to work for Monday's Raw, which is, boy, what a contrast. You know what I'm saying, between Ring of Honor and WWE, my man. Good Lord. I would have rather stayed home. We knew going in, man. I said, Reverend Al Sharpton was going to cut that corny promo. Did they air the commercials for his thing where you could go to
Yeah. There was one. I think there was one, like, on every break, too. So.
Yeah. I mean, they aired that during the in the live arena.
It's better than doing it within the context of the show. You know what I mean? It's better to just air a commercial than have every 5 seconds. Oh, the kids, the old books, and
you just brought up the kids, and before we run down Raw, let me just say that in defense of WWE, all right, because I know they do this PG thing and they cater to kids. It was, I mean, everybody in that arena, guys. I mean, it was their fathers taking their little sons or their mothers taking their, it was all kids.
Back in our day, it was a group of friends that would go. Now it's the fathers bringing their little kids. And
I mean, it really, really was. I mean, the amount of kids that were in that arena, and you can kind of see why. You know, I mean, I come on here every week, but when you're actually inside an arena and you see the amount of kids and why WWE is catering to kids right now, there's a reason for it, because 70% of that arena was kids.
Well, you look at that one, there's a bunch of reasons that stem off of that, too. Kids are way more likely to buy merchandise than people of age where they have some common sense. And the other big thing is, if you hook a kid into wrestling, you got a fan for 20 years, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people say, why don't they cater to the older generation? Well, the older generation, they got what they needed out of them. They were fans for 20 years. They made their money off of them. Now they're trying to get the same young generation that they hooked, a generation before.
Right, and you just brought up merchandise, you know what I mean? And there were these DX glow sticks that they were selling for like $7 or $8 a pop or something like that. And the things burn out after 4 hours. But
even if they don't, it's a stick that glows. What the hell are you going to do with it after you hold it up and make a little extra?
Yeah, dude, it's hard. I mean, come on. If you were a 8-year-old kid and you said, Dad, I want the DX glow sticks. DX uses them. Your dad's going to feel bad. If you're a good parent, you're going to buy your kids some clothes.
Exactly. And I was a huge wrestling fan my whole life, still am. And when I was a kid, I'd go to the events. I'd go to a lot of them. And when I go to WWF ones,
remember the fingers?
I didn't buy the finger. I never thought. Even as a kid, I thought that was stupid. I thought it was that like the Hamburger Helper logo come to life or something kind of thing. But I bought. I'm guilty of buying. Remember Hacksaw Jim Duggan's 2x4? They made like a foam 2x4 for kids to buy. I bought one of those once.
Hey man, my man Hacksaw Jim Duggan lives up in Glens Falls, New York.
That's where he's from.
Yeah, Glens Falls.
That's where he's from. Yeah.
That is where he's from. Yeah, no doubt. So representing, hometown boy. All right, Hacksaw Jim.
Yeah. Raw.
All right. Yes, Monday Night Raw. Losing my spot here. All right, so Monday Night Raw, just like I said, tons and tons of kids in the arena. The amount of production that goes into this every week. I mean, the stuff that they set up out back, the amount of lighting that they have to set up. I mean, there was so much production, pyro, all that stuff. I mean, it's quite the
spectacle.
The spectacle, yes.
I'm always here for a quick adjective if you need one.
Save the day.
Don't you ever worry about it.
But I guess we'll run it down top to bottom. We'll do it in about 10 minutes here, and then we'll go to the break. We'll come back. We'll run down some news, rumors. We'll talk Kimbo's place on The Ultimate Fighter tomorrow night. Then we got to get out of here a little bit early. We're back next Tuesday night, 7 to 9 Eastern Time, right here on WZROnline.com. Cheap plug real quick, WZROnline.com/chat to get into the live chat. And the live phone number to call is 724-444-7444. Call ID number 30273, followed by the pound key. All right, Monday Night Raw. Let's open it up. We opened with, how did this come across on TV? I mean, it wasn't good in the arena.
As far as just the actual segment,
yeah.
It started off, you were nervous it was going to be crappy because you had Jericho and MVP arguing, like they were trading compliments for Al Sharpton, like, oh no, he did this, oh yeah, well he did that too, oh but he did this, oh did you forget that he did that? I was like, oh my god, I was waiting for you to call and start bitching from the arena, and then Jericho cut him off, and it got okay for, a few minutes, because he was just trashing the hell out of the audience, and I thought it was just a unique dynamic to watch. Al Sharpton standing there, coming out to promote the kids, and Jericho standing right next to him within inches of him, talking about how stupid kids are and how dumb they are. And
I don't know how to put this without. I don't want to sound racist or anything like that, but did it seem odd to you that, all right, you had MVP and Mark Henry, two black guys and two white guys. You know what I mean? With Al
I wrote in my play-by-play that Chris Jericho is my hero, and for this reason, it's exactly what you're talking about. Two black guys asking for a favor, even though they don't deserve it as far as storylines are concerned. They've already got their shot. They lost. They're supposed to be out of the picture now. And they said, even though we don't deserve it, can you give us this match? Blah, 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 blah. Jericho obviously said, hey, they don't deserve it. We already beat them. Well, he said all the right things. Sharpton made the match anyway. And then right when his music was playing, the segment was over. Chris Jericho squeezed in one more line.
That's discrimination or something,
This is
right?
discrimination. Yeah, I was like, you're my hero, man. You are my fucking hero. Telling Al Sharpton this is of all people to tell. The guy that jumps out anytime somebody says something even remotely controversial / racist. Al Sharpton's all over the place, and you got Jericho right to say this is discrimination. God bless.
I'll tell you what, man. I'll tell you what. Jericho is, I mean, for top guys in WWE, as far as promos, as far as wrestling is concerned, I mean, he's got to be number one.
He's
right?
the all-star of the company, man. He's the switch hitter, the multi-sport Deion Sanders. He can do it all, man. He's the man right now.
And not only that, but when you go in there and you work a match with Mark Henry, and when you can make somebody like Mark Henry look good in the ring, you know what I'm saying?
Man, Hulk Hogan looked great in some matches, and my God, how hard is that to do? That's hard.
Right,
you know?
right. I mean, Jericho was on his game last night. Not a bad opening segment to start off the show. I mean, it was all right live. We followed that up. We had Jericho and the Big Show against MVP and Mark Henry. This was a tag team title, right? Unified tag team title match. Right. And we I don't even remember.
Here, I'll give you the quick thing. It was long as hell. It was about 20 minutes. There was a commercial break